Welcome to the History Hunter. Welcome to our small adventures with the World War II time frame. Very quickly here, this is the fifth and last part of something very special. We found a massive German World War II fortress hidden away at a very special place, and there are so many features as you can see here, and we have in 4 episodes already explored and found real World War II guns, tunnel systems that nobody knows about. It's just absolutely amazing, and if you haven't seen these 4 parts, I will put a link here where it says more. Click that and you can see that, and I think you will never regret it because it's one of a kind place and it's so many features and it is totally spectacular. This time, last little bonus episode here is my son Eagle Eyes. He's finding a very special place, actually the place where the German crews lived and stayed, and that is something really special to look into. If you want to help us out to reach more people and rise in the YouTube algorithm, please watch the video in full. I'm trying to do some experiments. If you watch the videos in full and don't skip, I will check how the algorithm helps us out in that way. So watch it in full, don't skip, and watch more of our videos, and then you're helping us out. But now, let's go back for the last time to this incredible German World War II fortress and see where the German crew members lived. It's me and Eagle Eyes out. He's recovering from his injury after crashing his bike, and we had to postpone the holiday that we're on, and we're doing a several weeks World War II History Hunter road trip, and we appreciate each and every one of you supporting us with that. And today it is a special place. This place is massive, as I said. Check out part 1, 2 and 3 and you will see that the Germans went crazy here and developed this place so intense that you won't believe it. In part 1, 2 and 3 we've seen massive bunkers, fire and control bunkers, incredible secret cool tunnels in the mountain, 2 tunnels that hasn't been opened. We went inside, absolutely crazy, and now we are at the barrack area. So that is specifically what we're looking for here today. This is where the German soldiers were. They slept, they were here, and they actually stayed there as humans, not as soldiers. When they were up in the gun pits, then they were soldiers. This was their home away from home position where they could relax, even enjoy life a little bit with a little bottle of wine, maybe a cup of coffee, discussing news from home and reading their felt post from their loved ones. But now we're going to see if we can find the barrack foundations that are probably up here even today as we speak. There was a field hospital here, and there was also a very special feature that I hope I'm going to show you. There was a Soldatenheim here, and there was a beautiful fireplace which is supposed to be here even today, and you can start to see that this area is huge. You can see there's a barrack foundation there, and I can see several structures all over the terrain, and this is lower ground. This is the place where the German soldiers retreated after their duty and guard duties and being crew members of the gun crews, as you saw in part 1, 2 and 3. And this is also a part of the story because every soldier, well, they were soldiers just like you and me. Or I don't make a difference if it's an English or an American or German soldier. They all had a purpose. They were ordered to do something that they probably didn't even want to do, but they did it. And the barrack camps, or where the barracks are, that's the only place that could be humans. So let's see if we can find some traces of that here. Right here, this is one of those places where a German soldier could be a home away from home. Only thing you can see here today are the remnants of concrete laying around in heaps, and it's sad, but at the same time it is actually a part of the story. But on top of these concrete constructions there would be massive barracks, and some of them could have looked like this. And this is where Hans, Franz, Wilhelm or Friedrich, they went in here, as I said, and they could be humans, at least for a few moments. You want to see something really touching out here in the middle of the forest? That is the fireplace of the Soldatheim. Soldatheim is just that. It is the home of the soldier. And I don't know, that really touches me, because it really shows the human side of the war. And this is the end of this kind of barrack arrangement. And this huge fireplace is still there. And I hope that it will stay there for a very, very long time. That is beautiful, to be honest. Never expected to see something complete as that. And inside there, I can see remnants of coal and pieces. As I said, Hans, Friedrich and Wilhelm, they did use that fireplace in the anticipation of going back into the wartime. But down here, they could be humans, as I said, drinking coffee and discussing the homeland and news from home and loved ones. Wow, that is really cool. See here, camouflage webbing. Metal pieces are still here. And you can see even between the rocks here, they placed the little positions. See here, tucked away all the way next to this rock side. There's this thing, I think there was a half Wellblech, the metal half pipe sort of roof over here. And I'm guessing either storage or shelter. But it's still here. It's pretty amazing. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very, very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. Is that a tunnel? I'm gonna check that. I don't think it is. But see here, just imagine being a German soldier here, placed here. How it's like being on Mars for somebody, you know? And it's like, what the heck am I doing here? Well, they were serving their country. They couldn't ask questions. They were told to do this. But just imagine being here on a very tough winter storm day. That must have been pretty depressive, but nevertheless, so much better than being on the Eastern Front. Wow. Everywhere the camouflage webbing material is still laying around. You can see barbed wire poking up. There used to be a barrack right here, and I can see remnants of something up there. And I'm just climbing a little bit higher up than what is kind of ground zero. This, I can see the bricks here. You really have to look for it. You see here, that's the chimney. It's there. And down there, that's the Soldatheim. That means that once upon a time, the German barrack was placed right up here in the terrain. And Franz and Wilhelm, they slept here. I went all the way up the hillside, couldn't find anything more. And then suddenly, look at that. Wow. This is exactly what I was talking about. But here we can actually see one of the structures. That is beautiful. Okay, so I can see a lot of building material and stuff down there. Are you freaking kidding me? See this structure here? Let's back you out here like this. Here you can see it. It's a kind of concrete thing, double and rocks on top. And was it a barrack? I couldn't tell you. Very, very crude. It's a lot of, it's actually glass there. So I'm guessing once upon a time there was a glass window here. Not a lot to see whether there was. That looks like a cable. Or are they roots? Looks like there are cables here. So somehow they routed cables into this structure. See how it's kind of giving away here? So I don't feel too comfortable inside. I can see cable ends, all kinds of stuff. But this could have just been a shelter as well, up in the mountainside. So I'm going to come back this way here. But wow, still here. Nature claims back. And inside here, there is actually a barrack foundation. The only thing you can see here today is that little line of rocks. But Hans, Wilhelm and Friedrich, they were here. You can also see a little square pedestal right here. That could have been the washroom or maybe even a toilet room. So it is fully engulfed by nature and it will just claim back, claim back, claim back. But that is fascinating to be here, just to see these places. And under here, that's where the rocks are. That creates the footprint of the barrack. And I can see there used to be a room here. And we're getting down to where there are more barracks. And this is the staircase. Over here, you guys. This is the staircase. You can see each step here. So let's go down here. Yeah, there it is. You must definitely see the steps leading into that. Was it a mess hall? Was it a soldier's barrack? Was it a field kitchen, a kitchen? Was it a field hospital? I couldn't tell you, but it is here and it's accessible and it can teach us something about what took place. And this position had around 200 soldiers. They manned like 10 guns, huge Schneider guns. The area was surrounded by 5,000 mines, 3.5 or 35 kilometers of barbed wire, and in a way spectacular scenery. And the backdrop, it is just amazing. Just look at this place here. And I have to say, if you were local and you knew that the guys here were living here, one thing you wouldn't know is that they had actually very often running tap water, warm and cold. They had toilets. There's actually a, you'll see that after. And you can see this is basically maybe the cellar of some. There's actually a staircase going down. So this is the basement. And then I guess a barrack was either down here or on top of this. But after the war, when the locals came to these places, which were opened and suddenly they could see it, they were so surprised to learn that the Germans had running tap water, they had electricity, they had even warm water. And that is spectacular to think that they were so advanced compared to the locals, but the locals didn't even know it before after the war. See here, one of the buckets that was used here, it is still here. So once upon a time that they carried water in that, you know, like you and me, like humans, not like soldiers. So they needed water to survive. They could have washed themselves, they could have washed the horses, they had stables here. So even though it's just barracks, it's so exciting to see where it took place and what happened. And right there is that stairway. Wow, let's see if we can find more. You know, many times when you come to these positions, you can find trash everywhere. You can find plates in the metal boxes and all kinds of things. I read that the commandant here was very conscious about nature. He was a hunting guy, he was fishing, he was a very friendly guy towards locals here. He actually had lots of friends here after the war. And this area is spotless. There is not a single little thing out in the terrain to find. Very often you'll find a huge trash pile just boom up in the air, but there is nothing here. And that makes sense because that's what he wanted. He was actually a very sensitive guy when it comes to that. And he said, this place is gonna be left as when we came, and it's gonna stay like that. So pretty cool to know. It's just a story I read about the commandant. I actually know the name of the commandant and everything. I know exactly actually when he died. So amazing to see that they thought about that even then. Absolutely amazing. Again, tiny little wall just standing there. But I saw a little detail here. Could this have been to attach a horse? I think it could. So maybe they just let a horse stay here, because I think it is that. Because this is a drinking trough here. This is where they set the horses. This is the stable actually. See here? This is where they had water in for the horses, and the horses were attached to that. And I actually just saw a couple of pieces of something. And then Eagle Eyes, he's pointing vigorously at something here. Oh wow, I can see it. Let me show you something really cool. We're gonna have a look at that structure there. I think it could have been a mess hall, I'm not sure. There's something that really baffles me. See here? This is the metal system of the camouflage canvas that was strung around here. Could this really be from that time? It's strung around this pine tree here, everywhere, over to that pine tree, and it's stuck in that pine tree. It really has been there forever. I can see where the, let me show you. Where is that? No. Up here, right there, the cable is hung onto the tree there, and it's got little dent. This is unbelievable. This camouflage canvas metal webbing here has actually hung here all the time since when they used it, and then it was stretched most likely right over to that structure. That is crazy. Did you see that, Eagle Eyes? You see the camouflage webbing is connected to the pine trees, and they're growing very slowly. Wow. This is the biggest structure here, tucked away in the hillside. Amazing. Just have to pass that little stream here. And again, I can't see one single little piece of trash here. I'm just gonna go on the side here. The only thing you will find is modern type trash here. Wow. Spectacular to see this thing here. And again, you know, it had a purpose. These couple of 100 soldiers here, they needed a place to stay. They needed a place to call their home. This could have been the storage for a kitchen above here. And there used to be separation walls here. Let's go through here. Wow. Yeah, most likely the soldiers did live here. Crank up the flashlight so you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, the soldiers could most likely have been here. Ventilation pipe, cabinet perhaps. Wow, this is crazy. Beautiful to see. And you have to take into consideration that many of these areas, people were bone poor. They didn't have enough money almost to survive. And then the Germans comes in and pours in millions and millions of, manpowers. And also, for those of you who don't know this, this was a place with huge gun positions, all of that. Hundreds of German soldiers having their stations here. They also paid the locals to actually work and do these structures, and they were often paid 2 to 3 times higher wages than the regular wage of the area. So that is something to think about sometimes when you see all the constructions, and it was not always that it was forced laborers who did the job. A little piece of something here. Is it a heater? I'm not sure. There's most definitely a barrack that was right here, but that, I think that's a water heater, a boiler to heat the water. As I said, the locals, they were so surprised when they came in here and they saw that the Germans actually had heated tap water. They were so blown away by that because they've never seen that. And electricity, that was never a question about it, because there was no electricity in this area, and the Germans actually brought it here. Right here, this used to be a bathhouse. All the way down at the stream here, they collected water and the soldiers could actually bath here. The reason why you can see that is the flat surface on the concrete, and very nice kind of flatness and curved ends, and that means they needed the water to go out into this stream again. But that is cool. So they had their own bathhouses for the soldiers. This is the valley of the German barrack or barracks. This is where the German soldiers stayed at this position. Hundreds of German soldiers served their duty. Chess pieces, board game pieces, coins, buttons. These are the remnants of the German World War II activity at a location like this. This is all that's left. This is all that could be in the ground. But nevertheless, we shared something great with you. 5 episodes from this incredible fortress. If you want to help us out to reach more locations like this, we have this little super thanks feature. That's your opportunity to help us out to reach more people by maybe let us have some gasoline to put onto the gas tank, and we can go out and share more incredible stories with you. This was absolutely one of our most interesting and amazing explores at a coastal fortress, I have to say. It's been an absolute true pleasure to take you along in on these 5 episodes, and it's thanks to all of you that we can actually do this. So I want to say thank you to all our Patreon team members. Thank you for being in there for us and supporting us. Thank you for all of you who support us by donations on PayPal. I'll put links in the video description where it says more. Click that and you'll be able to find that. Nevertheless, all of you who watch, subscribe, comment, support us, all of you are the reason for us to go out and find these small adventures and locations. I'm very proud, I'm very honored to be able to do this. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here, and we will definitely see you out there in the next one. Stay safe, keep smiling, and bye bye.